obviously, the first question is, you had other offers on the table for more money. Why is it that you chose the Rangers?
That's where I wanted to go. I mean, that's the simplest way I could put it. Once I was done, when I found out I was done in San Jose, I mean, that's the team that kind of jumped out. That's the team that I've always been curious about. I've played in Florida and California, two non-traditional hockey markets. So I wanted to experience something, and those places were great, but I just wanted to experience something different. And the original 16 and New York was just where I wanted to go, and the money, you can make more money elsewhere, but at the end of the day, you got to be happy, and that's why I chose to go there.
And obviously, the Rangers have been looking for someone to be the quarterback on that power play. Is that something that you relish, playing under the pressure? Because obviously the Ranger fans want that in a big way and are looking to you to be that answer.
Yeah, I do. I enjoy the pressure. You have to be prepared for that. I've already been forewarned, but I've been in pressure situations before with Stanley Cup finals and Olympic gold medal games, and I actually thrive on it. So, I didn't watch, obviously, most of the playoffs because, I don't wait to when I'm done, but I did, obviously, keep an eye in the finals. Certainly with Marty and Brad being in the finals, I kept an eye on it. And yeah, I mean, the power play was one of the spots where certainly I hope to come in and help. And it's something that I've, been doing for many years now, and hopefully I can help out and, make it, improve it.
And how big was the factor that Marty is on this team, and you've known him for a long time? How big of a factor?
Yeah, it was definitely, it was a big factor. Him and I kept in touch. Obviously, started unfortunately with the passing of his mom, so we talked a bit through that, and him going to the finals, and then afterwards with me being in a USA, we kept in touch, and I'm not going to be the oldest guy on the team, too. Oh, yeah, that's why I wanted to go to the Rangers. I forgot to say that. I'm not going to be the oldest guy. So, but Marty was definitely a big reason. Him and I have had very similar careers, and it'd be a great opportunity to play with him here again.
Excellent. Welcome to New York, Dan.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our next question is from the line of Andrew Gross with the Record.
Hey, Dan, welcome.
Hey.
Just a couple of questions. One, where do you think your game is? Obviously, you're still scoring, but as you transitioned into more of a veteran defenseman, how have you adjusted your game, if anything, and how happy were you with your last season?
Well, last season was unique. Obviously, I had the concussion. I think 6 or 7 games in, and I had a rough, I would call it, 3 months probably, where I just wasn't myself. A lot of people were saying it was the age factor, but I don't buy that for a second. I keep myself in really good shape. I think down the stretch, anybody who watched the games down the stretch, I was back to myself. And as far as transitioning, I mean, I don't really look at it that way. I mean, I led the team in ice time last year. I have no problem with playing minutes. That's why you keep yourself in shape and put yourself in shape to be able to go through that. And I'm not looking to, how can I say this? I'm not looking to be kind of go out as a guy playing in and out, playing a few minutes. I'm not going to go out like that. I'm going in to make a difference. I'm one of those guys that wants the puck, that wants to make plays, and wants to play, and that's what I'm hoping for. And obviously helping younger guys, that just goes with it, with the territory, and I'd be happy to help, but I'm there to win hockey games, and hopefully, obviously the ultimate goal is to win the cup. So that's what I'm there for.
And also, you talked about your relationship with Marty. Obviously, Brad's not going to be around next season. But I was wondering, how much communication you had with him and, what he had to tell you about his time in New York.
Yeah, we spoke quite a bit, actually. We talked, obviously, started with his mom, and I had to obviously call him for that, unfortunately. But, yeah, he explained to me how it went with him, and then him and I are very, very similar. We have very similar backgrounds with how we got to where we're at, and, he talked about all the pressure that he put on himself early on, and how it was a little bit of a struggle for him early. But once he got through that, obviously we all saw in the playoffs what he could do. And there's going to be lots of talk about his age and my age moving forward, but Marty and I will only thrive. We'll only, that just fires us up, and that's only going to do the same for me. So, playing with him again.
You went to Brad Richards, who, obviously played with in Tampa.
Yeah. I talked to Richie also. Obviously, that was a little bit of a tougher conversation. One minute you're in the finals, and a week later you're looking for a new team. So that was a little bit of a different conversation. He had nothing but great things to say about the organization and the team, and not that he wouldn't. So I obviously, wished him well, and. So, again, that was a different conversation, but he had nothing but good things to say, and obviously, that was good to hear.
Thank you. Our next question is from the line of Sean Hartnett with CBS New York.
Hi, Dan. I just want to congratulate you on your move to New York.
Thank you.
I want to ask you, what are your thoughts and feelings whenever you came in as a visitor, looking up the banners at MSG, and what were your overall feelings of coming to New York?
Well, we have to do these questionnaires every year. Favorite this, favorite that, least favorite player, favorite, and I've been for 15 years. They ask you favorite arena to play in, and obviously aside from the team that you're on, the Shark Tank was incredible for 6 years. But aside from that, MSG was always my favorite building to play in. Being out west the last 6 years, we didn't get to play there much, but back when I was in Tampa, I got to play there a little more, and it's just a unique building, and again, another reason why I wanted to come here is to get to play at MSG. I mean, it's a famous building.
I know Marty's been mentioned, but you also had a relationship with Dominic Moore in San Jose and Rick Nash in Canada with the Canadian national team. I was just kind of wondering if you're coming into a room where there's a comfort and a familiarity.
Yeah, I didn't get to play with them, obviously, those two guys as much as Marty, but I have played with them both, so I am familiar with them. And, that always helps. A familiar face will always hopefully make the transition easier. Because it is, it's New York, and there's a lot of pressure, and some guys respond to that differently than others, and hopefully I'll respond to it the correct way, and those guys, I'm sure, will help me through it.
Thank you. Our next question is from the one of Dan Rosen with NHL.com.
Hey, Dan. Congrats on the deal. You always lead the team in ice time. I have to go, this is one of the things where you've always been kind of the guy, the number one guy. Now you're coming to a team that has Ryan McDonough, that has Mark Stahl, that has Dan Girardi. What is it going to be like for you, or how do you envision fitting in to that, maybe even as a second pair defenseman rather than being the number one guy?
Right. Well, I think, first of all, you got to earn your ice time. So no matter what I've done in the past, I still think that you got to accomplish something on the ice. Even though you have the accolades, doesn't mean you deserve to play in front of somebody that is just up and coming. So at the end of the day, I'm going to have to go out there, be the best that I can be, and hopefully that will be enough to earn me the ice time that I want. And the players you just mentioned are just as deserving to have that same ice time. So it'll be a competition, I guess, sort of. But at the end of the day, we want to win hockey games. So if I have to play less in certain cases, then so be it. And certain games will dictate whether I'll be playing less or more. But I'm not a selfish person. I want to win hockey games, and I'll do what I got to do, but ice time has to be earned. So we'll see what happens.
And you, I mean, I don't want to ask you about your former team, but one of the things with the Sharks is they're going through these changes, and you were part of it. I mean, they said Dan's leaving. Does that give you that? I mean, you were a UFA, you were free to do it, but they seem to have no interest. Does that kind of motivate you? Is there an extra motivation?
Well, I've been motivated my whole career. I don't know that they didn't want me per se. Obviously, I had long meetings with both Doug and Todd, and there's a lot of stuff that was shared, has been said behind closed doors, and that's where it's going to stay. I don't for 1 second think that they didn't want me per se. It's just they had to make a decision moving forward, and I'll just leave that at that. But as far as motivation, I mean, my whole career has been it's very easy for me to get motivated. I'm a competitive player, and that's not a problem for me.
Thank you. Our next question is from the line of Ira Odell with the Press.
Hi, Dan.
Hi.
How intrigued were you when the Islanders traded for your rights, and how much of a push did they make towards you in that window before July 1st, and were they still in the mix on that day?
Yeah, it was a surprise. I mean, I've seen it done in the past with other teams, and having never been in that situation, I didn't really know that was going to happen. They had not contacted me prior to the trade, so listen, I people are going to say, well, you didn't want to go there, or didn't. It's not so much that I didn't want to go to some of these places. It's just that I wanted to go to the New York Rangers. I mean, that's the way that I look at it. It wasn't I didn't want to go to the Islanders. They obviously made a big push and a lot of efforts, and did a lot of things that in order to get me to go there. And it wasn't that I didn't want to go there. It was just that I wanted to go to the Rangers. And as far as I've read that I want to be on a contender. Well, there's no guarantees. No team is a guarantee that they're going to be a contender. You only hope that you're going to be. The Islanders are an up-and-coming team, but at the end of the day, I wanted to be on an original 6 team, and the Rangers were the team that I wanted to go to.
And just one quick follow-up on the Sharks situation. Was that sort of the cutting of the cord between you and them, or did you already know by that point that you wouldn't be going back?
With Shark, we'll say that again. With Shark.
Well, with the Shark, was that trade sort of the cutting of the cord, or did you already know at that point?
No, I knew I wasn't. I knew I wasn't coming back before that. I had, like I said, I had a long conversation with the GM prior to that, and obviously that organization is going through a lot of different things, and I knew that. I knew I wasn't. Wasn't going to be there before the trade happened.
Thank you. As a reminder, to ask a question, that's *1. Once again, that's *1 for a question. We have a question from the line of Alan Creta with the New York Times.
Hi, Dan. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Well, welcome to New York.
Thank you.
Just a quick one. What are you most looking forward to about coming back east, to the rivalries in the Eastern Conference versus the West? Is there something specific you can look forward to?
I don't know that I'm looking forward to it, but I mean, the travel is going to be. The travel we had out west, and especially in San Jose last year, was last few years. It's pretty tough. I know out east, the travel is a little bit easier. So that'll be hopefully helpful moving forward. But I don't know. I don't necessarily. There wasn't anything particular that I know. Obviously, everybody's talking about the Kings and then the Blackhawks in St. Louis, and how the West is kind of the stronger conference. But it wasn't really anything that I overthought about that I need to go east or anything. It was just that I wanted to go to the Rangers, and there wasn't too much more to it other than that.
Thanks. Thank you.
Okay, then.
Thank you. That does conclude questions. There are no further questions in queue.